The Justice Department is looking to bring a new indictment against former FBI Director James Comey, but now a federal judge is dealing the DOJ a setback. We have Olivia Rubin, who's here now with the details. So, Olivia, what's the latest on this?
Well, as you said, this is a setback in a case that has already been set back for the Justice Department in its efforts to criminally indict James Comey. Of course, they already have done so, but that was dismissed because a judge ruled that the prosecutor who appointed him, put in place by the president, was not lawfully appointed. So that indictment was dismissed, and now the Department of Justice has to go back at it again. But today they are now hindered from using some of the evidence that they were using previously, though this is only temporary. A judge ruling that they cannot have access to some of that evidence that they were using because they may have improperly accessed it, temporarily blocking them, Perry, from using it going forward. This relates to data that they got off of a computer from a friend of James Comey, the former FBI director, who was indicted on charges of lying to Congress. This friend was allegedly the conduit and some of that information on the computer, some of the key evidence that the Justice Department relied on. But here's the catch. The judge said that essentially they had that information from years ago and that they just accessed it again without getting a new warrant. That's something that could have violated the constitutional rights of this friend. So again, this is going to continue to play out. This is just a temporary ruling, but again, it is another blow to this case that has seemed to have some difficulties from the beginning.
And this all comes a few days after a grand jury did not indict New York AG Letitia James. What was the department's strategy in that case after the prosecutor, Lindsey Halligan, was disqualified?
Again, it's the same case as James Comey because that prosecutor, as you say, Lindsey Halligan, she was disqualified. So they have to go after that indictment again. And to see, I will say, to see a grand jury not indict, legal experts in the field often say it's not easy to secure a grand jury indictment, but it's just one side of the story. The prosecutor goes in, they present their evidence. Usually certainly it's not the same bar as convicting someone at trial, right? Those are very different bars. It's a lower bar here. So it's notable that this grand jury did not indict. But again, we'll have to see where the Justice Department goes from here. But again, what we're talking about here is just setback after setback in cases that, critics here say are really just meant to go after the president's perceived political enemies. But of course, the Justice Department and President Trump says are fair and valid investigations and that they will pursue them.
Olivia Rubin, thank you for that. We appreciate it.